We begin with Nancy Cordes at the White House, where a cabinet meeting occurred and the Iran war conversation had a sort of rinse, repeat cadence. Nancy.
Major, we heard a lot about the Iran war from the president today, but it was very difficult to get a handle on where these negotiations stand and when they might wrap up. The president was all over the map. At some points, he said the negotiations were going well. At other points, he said that what they were working on was a good deal, but not a great deal. And if it wasn't a great deal, maybe it wasn't worth it. And he even said at one point, I didn't do this to get a crummy agreement. And so as we move now into the 14th week of this conflict, it is very unclear when the Strait of Hormuz might reopen, when the U.S. and Iran might sign some kind of memorandum of understanding, and what might be in that MOU. For example, President Trump said today, despite widespread reports to the contrary, that any MOU would not involve waiving sanctions on Iran or releasing some of Iran's frozen funds. And so, we left that hour-and-a-half long meeting without a clear picture of where things go from here, though he did insist that Iran really, really wants to sign a deal. Take a listen.
Iran is very much intent. They want very much to make a deal. So far, they haven't gotten there. We're not satisfied with it, but we will be. We will be either that or we'll have to just finish the job. But their Navy is gone, as I've said 1,000 times. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Everything's gone, and they're negotiating on fumes. But we'll see what happens.
You heard him say there, maybe we just have to finish the job. That was one of several times today, Major, that he implied that he might be ready to go back to war with Iran.
Nancy, the president also took a couple of questions about whether or not he feels any midterm political pressure or economic pressure because of the stress of higher gas prices, and he had some very interesting answers.
He said he doesn't feel any pressure related to the midterms at all. He says that the Iranians thought that they could wait him out and just drag this out so long that eventually he'd get cold feet, seeing how high gas prices have been week after week, close to $4.50 a gallon, knowing that if gas prices are still that high when we get close to midterm election day in November, that his party could suffer. But the president insisted he doesn't care. Not that he doesn't care about high gas prices, but he doesn't care about them in the context of the election, and that what is most important to him is keeping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. However, I should point out that based on our own reporting and that of others, this draft agreement that is still being discussed doesn't do much to deal with Iran's nuclear program. That would be left to another round of negotiations.
And we shall pay close attention to all of that. Nancy Cordes, as always, thank you so much.